Hello everyone, Misadventurous. Max here, taking over for no reason. This is a podcast what's usually called Misadventurous, but for this week I'm calling it Five Guys Named Mo.
Handsome men, all wonderfully handsome and beautiful and just really good people.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to Mark's Adventures. Sometimes called Top Five Guys Named Mo. Sometimes we dress up in fursuits and we do things that are illegal in the state of Nevada. I am your host, Dungeon Master, the Captain Violence, being currently filled in for by the fabulous Mark Smee. Joining me today is a man on his own microphone, the fabulous Ethan.
Alright.
Also,
you guys can hear me now.
Also somewhat fabulous. Sometimes I call him the magnanimous Ethan. Magnanimous.
Mactabitus.
Also joining me today.
You just get to make up words nowadays.
Oh yes, of course. Okay. Is the fiber-terrific Josh, sometimes called Quackjag, because apparently he wants to be a super secret spy man. And finally, the most important member of our cast, the handsome, the trimmest, best smelling on occasion if you ever get the opportunity.
Go on.
He smells pretty good, can confirm.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Well, that was Mo Epic.
One more time, my mic missed out completely.
Mo Epic. That was my Ethan
We're not going
impersonation.
by internet names.
Oh, sometimes
Okay.
you do have an internet name. I completely forgot, Ethan.
I go by all the
Well,
time.
Mark's internet name is Mark.
Like if I go on the internet and look up Mark, I'm gonna find him.
You probably, if you search Mark Smee, I think he's the only fucking one making YouTube videos.
Oh no, I think there's YouTube videos, but I think there's a guy with like an auto garage called like Mark Smee's Cars or something.
Could you say that again?
There's a garage somewhere called like Mark Smee Autos or something like that.
Okay.
You can find it on Google.
Are you talking about a place where I keep cars or a thing that pulls noblemen via horse?
What are you talking about? Yeah, like a garage where you go and get your Martina.
You know, a horse-drawn
What are you
garage.
banging on about?
Last time on Misadventurous, our heroes got together in the town of Sutton, which was under siege by a horde of goblins, orcs with hobgoblin leaders, and horrible monstrosities made of metal.
Rude.
They found that they were ransacking the village in search of one Herman the Homunculus, who is the servant of a mysterious wizard. An evil wizard is leading the monsters trying to find Herman. Our heroes, however, have found him first. We join them in the remnants of a once on-fire barn, discussing their plan of action.
Just once, can you say next time on Dragon Ball Z?
Next time on Dragon Ball Z!
Alright, cool.
Alright.
I got it in my system.
Could
Let's
you hit me
go.
up with that Dragon Ball Z theme one more time there, Josh?
I really can't.
You guys are now free to play.
Alright. So Herman is there. We've already discussed things with him. So
Yes, hello.
his goals in life.
My
Things
goals?
that need to be done.
One day I'd like to play the violin.
Behind his violin.
No, preferably one of the smaller ones. My arms are quite small, they're like 3.5 inches.
He holds out his tiny stubby arm and looks at it. It's a little pudgy.
Good luck with that, Herman.
Shit,
I believe
chase
you.
your dreams.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
I want to roll inside. Make sure this guy hasn't been lying to us the entire time.
You want to roll insight.
To see if he's
The
lying.
biggest, muscliest, I ate a motherfucker in the last session dude wants to roll insight.
I want to see if he's lying to us about playing the violin.
What do you mean you'd want to roll insight? Just trust him at everything he says, face value.
I'm gonna do it.
Roll the insight then, Josh.
16 plus. I don't think I really have an insight. I think it just. Oh, it is wisdom. Oh, cool. 15.
With a 15 total, you look down at Herman.
Wait, is that a -1?
Your nostrils flare as your insight kicks in.
Inside. There's quotey fingers.
And all you can see before you is a diminutive, pudgy, doughy, frightened little creature that probably wouldn't lie to you at all, ever.
I trust him, guys.
It looks like a leathery, bat-winged kitten.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, brilliant. I know it's like super important that to establish whether Herman really does want to play the violin or if secretly it's like the tuba or something. But probably I'd be worried about those mechanical like monstrosities like filled with living fire that are just sort of
Oh,
wandering
sure.
around the
Alarm.
place. We nearly got caught by
Oh, yes,
last
those
time.
are-
Did we say last time? Or that we like break it, whatever.
Those are some of Salazar's weakest minions.
Shush your
what,
mouth,
excuse me?
weakest.
Well, yes.
They're at least the most heavy metal.
The making stone of steel is what was used to create them. I believe that Sethot controls a piece of it in order to command the suit of armor.
Who's the thought?
Well, we
He is
should
the hobgoblin that leads this group of monsters.
steal that from
Oh
him.
yeah.
So I suggest getting to Sathot as quietly as possible.
It seems there's a bit of. Is there any contention? Anyone have a different plan that they'd like to try in order to get to the town hall where Sathot is located?
We should save the townspeople by going to Sathot.
I mean, I guess we could do that, but that's
That
like
would be
a waste
good.
of time. Just go to the guy and put the blade.
By going to Sathot, we will save the townspeople. That's multitasking.
Well, if
You
we,
know, I like the way you see it.
That's knowledge.
Efficiency.
you know what I like better than my homunculus, though? Huh.
Maybe we can get Herman to guide us
Herman
to Safat.
Herman puts his claw into the back of his teeth, picks out a small bone, flicks it in the corner.
Gross.
If I was to approach Sethot, I'm worried that his magical means of locating me would kick in. If I am captured, then my master and possibly your entire world is doomed. Because then Salazar will know everything Quasar knows.
That's what I was
Okay,
going
so we
to
can't
do.
let Herman get anywhere near Safat.
We should not deliver him to Sathot. That would be a
No,
bad thing.
no. That'll be a real Indiana Jones and the Last
That
Crusade
would
thing.
not be efficiency.
Sick references only on Misadventures. You guys hear a noise outside, and by noise you hear what can only be described as a door being thrown through a plate glass window.
Shit! That's role playing.
Well then.
That was across the street, however. You then hear a large burly voice say, "Ransack the place! Throw everything on the ground and rip everything up with 8 nails down!"
I look to Herman and ask, is that him?
No, that is an orc.
Shit.
His
That would
ears
be
are, by the
too
way,
convenient.
constantly telescoping around.
Sethot is
Definitely still in the town hall.
Does
The level of
Herman have
convenience
the
that would
capacity to cast any spells of any sort?
I am able to cast teleport
Could you teleport us?
with the right reagents.
What sort of reagents might you need?
Herman describes to you a very small ritual that involves having magically imbued chalk, which is standard in most wizard rituals. He will need to create a circle, and then he will need precisely 30 seconds in order to teleport you guys somewhere else.
You are blue and have horns. Do you have this chalk?
I might have chalk in my hand.
That's shockingly like. How is that? You know, the traits of a guy who might have magical chalk.
And now a woman's scream enters the barn from across the street. And you hear a goblin's voice. I got another one!
Not it.
We gotta
I
sort
still-
this out, surely.
I don't actually have chalk. I
What
just
the
my,
fuck do you
my
mean
wand.
stealth?
That is my
Dude, I got a-
focus,
I got a
so I do
plus
not need
Eli, it
opponent
sounds like it's time
knowledge.
for you to take charge. These guys got too many hands.
Guys, what about this thing going on across the street? We gotta save this woman. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
surely we do.
I agree.
We can help.
Let's go then, let's go.
Eli runs across the entrance of the barn and kicks open the door. Blam! Out on the open street, you see. Now I get to do this thing that I've wanted to do for a very long time.
You know, that's always bad to hear. Like,
This group you see before you, there is one large orc with one eye. He's wearing an eye patch across the other one. He wields in his hand an ugly-looking axe carved out of stone. With him is one bugbear and one goblin.
I go for the orc.
You have to roll initiative.
I know, I'm just saying I'm going to.
let's roll this.
Before we attack, could I perhaps cast Mage Armor on myself?
Why, yes.
Just really quickly, just whip my wand
Mage
around
Armor
and
go
poke
to,
it
like,
onto my
other
chest.
people?
I was about to say, bro, hit me up.
Actually, Mark,
Yeah?
do me a quick favor. I want you to roll something. Roll your dex. Roll a d20 and add your dex mod.
Alright, cool.
If you move with enough quickness, you might get a surprise round on the monsters.
Noise.
I got a 7.
22 on that.
Okay, with a
I don't have
7,
a dex
I
mod.
apologize.
Fuck you, get 23.
With the 7, you kicked open the door and also tripped over a bucket at the end of the barn.
No.
Oh, what are we adding?
Dramatic entrance! Oh, God, shit!
Oh, my dice. No.
Right on his stupid face.
Oh, no, okay, I got Nathan.
There's just a lot of stuff going
The
on.
monsters are now staring at your group somewhat alarmed, but mostly just uncomfortable because of the nature in which you entered the street.
Got an 8.
You got it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm going to have to just stand up and dust myself out a little.
Alright, let me keep track of these initiatives.
Well, Lantis and I are on it.
Oh boy.
23, man. Like, or 22.
Josh got an 8. Mitchell got 22.
Also an 8.
Got some fast motherfuckers in here.
Roll again. You two roll again and see which one of you goes first. What'd you get? 3. Okay,
7.
Ethan goes first. So Ethan got an 8 and Josh got a 7.
You know, for the reroll, you don't add your deck.
I got a 1.
Alright, Mark, I need you to roll initiative.
Is that D20 plus Dex?
Yes, actually, you're correct.
Alright, cool. I got 20. Woo!
Woo! Mark's gonna go right after Mitchell because Mitchell's initiative is always fucking high as dick. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to roll for these 3 minsters.
I got lucky.
The orc is tied with Ethan on initiative. However, due to the new rules in my D&D, that means you will clash. You will both go at each other at the same time.
I did that last time.
Shit will be ugly as hell.
Shit would be ugly.
Does he have to specifically?
Shit's lit, fam.
Or can I attack him while he's attacking somebody else's face?
Oh yeah,
rolls?
holiday sucks.
Well, yeah, actually, that is true. The orc being a melee fighter will most likely go for whoever is physically closest to him.
Excellent.
Oh, I apologize. That orc is not wielding a hand axe. He's wielding a great axe.
Yeah, he's all yours.
I just like to think of an orc just getting like photoshopped.
I
in the
am
back all
quite
of a sudden.
happy that I put on my.
Now, at least the word bugbear isn't used 50 fucking times. Bugbears have actually pretty high decks. Well, the bugbear also got an 8. So a lot of things are going to happen on Ethan's turn.
Could you describe what a bugbear is?
Well,
I'm just imagining a bear. Like,
If you've ever seen a goblin before,
yeah, which obviously I
they're
am.
diminutive, they have sharp ears, long noses, and big teeth. A bugbear is a 7-foot version of that, covered in
Right.
thick, coarse brown fur, and has a set of eyebrows so bushy they go off the sides of its head.
It's like the in-between of a goblin and an orc.
Well, sort of. Orcs average on 8 feet in height. That is true. However, orcs have furless gray skin.
God, let me catch 1 8-foot son of a bitch.
Well, you have. That's how tall the orc is.
That's our current problem.
His ass.
We have a lovely little more bars and more places scenario with the orc at 8 feet, the bugbear at 7, and the goblin at 2.
Question.
Aha!
Where is that woman who was screaming?
The woman is currently in the hands of the goblin who is dragging her by her hair out of the building through broken glass.
Okay.
When he saw you guys, he pulled out his knife but did not release the woman. The bugbear, by the way, is wielding... Well, the bugbear is wielding the door. He's holding the door for the building in his hands.
Okay. I'll go to save the woman.
Fantastic.
Alright, let me roll the bugbears. The bugbear got 8. There's 1 goblin. And the goblin actually tied with Mark on initiative.
Okay.
Until we get started talking about stuff. Then you're going to be like, I got all this
That
stuff.
means that according to this, the first person to go is you, Mitchell. What will you do?
Run up and hit the biggest motherfucker.
The biggest motherfucker is the big motherfucker with the axe.
Alright, that's the one.
Mitchell charges forward into the orc, swinging his... What weapon do you have?
I have a long
Swinging his longsword into his dickamus. Roll attack, please.
I got a 14.
With a 14, you rush up to the orc. He looks very prepared to meet you in battle. However, your sword plunges straight through the leathers that protect him. Roll your damage.
Nice.
Noise.
There's some dice here for you, Mitchell, that you can partake in.
I'm using the digital ones here, and I got a 5 on my deck. There.
With 5 damage, you can see that your sword slices through the lower part of his stomach, spilling greenish black blood across your armor.
Oh!
He doesn't respond to the pain in the slightest.
So, did you tell me what you're on?
He says something in orc. Urakmadrush! Reaches for your face.
Dude, he said something in orc!
Try and dodge that.
Okay, we'll roll for that in a minute, because it is now Mark's turn.
Right. So who am I facing?
Well, you're currently out at the front of the party. Mitchell's character, what is your character's name? I didn't write it down.
Volantis.
Volantis sprinted past you in his armor straight at the orc. The other two available monsters are the bugbear wielding the door and the goblin, who appears to be aiming a blow dart gun at you.
All right, we'll have to take care of that then. So, can I dodge the blow dart?
Well, you can.
It's not called a blow dart, is it? But we'll call it that.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Right, well, that's the first thing I'll do, anyways.
Focus on that.
Yeah. Because it was probably poison or some shit.
Let's see. Let's roll for the Gibbo. He is rolling his attack +4 to hit. He rolled a nat 1. The goblin, when he rolled up the dough, you're prepared to dodge. It was probably... well, actually, roll for it. Roll for the dodge.
Alright, cool. That would be, what, D20 plus dexterity?
Indeed.
Alright, cool. 2? For God's sake.
Okay, you rolled a 2. You saw the dart coming. Your brain was, oh god, this is it. I'll be killed. Goblin poison will course through my veins. But the goblin raised up his blow dart and accidentally inhaled, putting the dart in the back of his own throat.
Outstanding.
Wait, did Mark? What's Mark's bonus to dexterity? He said he rolled a 2. So he got
0.
a 2.
I don't have a dex bonus.
So you
he-
keep trying to
he's
do
not
dexy
critical.
things.
I know, it's weird because I've got athletics, so I'm like...
Well, athletics would be like a sprint for him or a leap into the air.
Alright, cool.
Climbing or sometimes lifting an object. The goblin is succeeded on his con save and hacks out the dart. But you can tell that his tongue is swelling up because he can't talk anymore. And man, is he a chatterbox beforehand.
What's it?
I'm fine!
Pretty good.
Eli, it is still your turn.
Cool. Can I just, like, rush him and suck his head off? Well,
Yes!
that's
Run up to him and get his ass. Roll your melee.
Okie dokie, here we go. I have rolled a 1. For Christ's sake.
You run up and slip on a piece of garbage that was in the road. Whoop!
I'm changing dice. I'm not using that one again.
When you land in just a pile of old papers and wood splinters. The goblin tries to laugh at you. However, he accidentally swallowed part of his tongue when he did it. The bugbear looks at the goblin and slowly rolls his eyes. The next person's turn is... Oh, the time of reckoning has come.
Yeah, it's the orc.
The orc, the bugbear, and Ethan all get their turns at the same time. The bugbear rushes for you, Eli! Raising the door over his head. Since you were on the ground, you're taking disadvantage. Well, he gets advantage on his attack.
Tried to hit somebody was
Gonna show him the door.
I just wanted that to sink in.
He rolls twice, takes the higher result. He got a 22 total.
Let someone
And you take. See, normally he would use 2 D8s, but since it's a door, not a morning star, he's using 2 D4s.
That's what would happen.
My friend, you have taken 7 damage.
That's like half my health. More than
already
half my
40.
health.
Oh God! You have,
That's like half of some people's health.
you guys heard a really
Oh no, it's
ugly
exactly
crunch
that's
when
exactly
that door
half
hit
my
Mark.
health.
Oh,
I just imagine that the door has smashed him down and he's gonna open the door.
Gentlemen, I don't think I can stick around with this.
I'm really hoping this has Looney Tunes
Wait,
physics.
how much damage did you take?
He did 7 damage to
Oh
Mark.
my god.
And Mark, what's your health max?
14.
Yeah.
So
like,
Mark is at half health now. He has a bloody nose. He is bloodied.
Oh, buddy.
And then the orc, which was reaching for Mitchell's space, does his thing.
My AC is 18.
Oh,
AC is 18. Well, the orc got a 19.
Ah, fuck.
The hand grabs the neck of your armor. He holds you up and then hits you with the great axe.
Please call me Sally first.
Throwing you 2 squares to the right. You hit the ground. Clang! However, your armor heals you for 1 damage. You can feel glorious, holy power coursing through you. This also has told you that the creature you are fighting, because of the nature of your armor, is chaotic evil. When you face the forces of darkness, the armor will grant you strength.
He fucking hit you with a trip, bro.
Let's see how much damage that guy did to you. Oh, good God, that's a lot of damage. Let's hope he rolls low. He didn't roll low. What's your challenge? No bullshit! This orc says he has a challenge rating of 1/2. That means you should be able to fight a group of 4 of these fuckers before they're challenged. He just hit Mitchell for 11.
DnD, please.
Like, I have 14.
And then you got healed for 1.
You're
So
coming
on the
back.
next
You're on the
episode of
rebound.
Misadventurous, we're rolling a new character campaign.
I'm making an executive decision.
Oh my fuck.
Mitchell, you took 7 damage.
Okay, that's more reasonable.
There's a standard thing in D&D where I can choose a number that is next to the monster's damage roll. I can either say he does that damage every time he hits, or I can roll for it. In certain scenarios, like this guy, if I let this guy hit you guys, he does a D12 plus 3 damage. He could one-shot some of you guys.
Yeah, me especially.
Yeah, especially Mark or Ethan.
Yeah.
Whose turn is 9.
Mine. Well, my webpage didn't load here anymore, but I am going to do a thing because I really want to be sure to hit this here.
Who are you aiming at? That goblin is still choking to death, by the way.
I mean,
He doesn't seem like a real threat right now.
Yeah, he was never one.
Mark's preoccupied with the door bear.
I'm preoccupied getting my face slammed in by a door on the floor.
And then we've got this big motherfucker.
Well, just open the door and get on the floor. Then everyone can walk the
and do
dinosaur.
the dino side.
Your own house.
Okay, Ethan, I'm sorry. Please.
And I'm going to do a wild magic surge.
Ethan is doing magical bullshit.
Give myself advantage on this roll.
Okay. You'll have advantage on this attack roll.
Yes, I would get advantage on the attack roll, or various things like I could do it on a skill check or a saving throw. But I'm going to choose it on this one before I roll it.
Okay.
There's other things that can happen, but my page isn't loaded anymore.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do this attack.
What attack are you using?
I'm going to wave my wand about, point it at the really mean looking orc,
Good choice.
and I'm gonna cast my chromatic orb.
The ball of pulsing magical Unce energy forms at the end of Ethan's wand.
This attack.
Did you just...
That one was cocked.
For advantage? Oh, that's cool, Ethan. I like that.
A
To let you folks at home know, when Ethan rolls advantage, he just rolls 2 d20s at the same time, because he's balling like that and has enough d20s to roll 2 fucking d20s at the same time.
21. 2.
I mean, the look he gave me when he found out I was using digital dice might as well.
When you fire this ball, chaos ensues. Let me roll something
Well,
myself.
the chaos doesn't have to happen right now. But because of Wild Magic Surge, I don't get to use that again until I take a long rest, unless the DM decides that some magical bullshit happens.
So if you use that
In which
again,
case, I get the Wild Magic Surge
then
back.
chaos will happen. The ball smacks the orc right in his gaping mouth,
Fire damage.
and he conflagrates. That is a 4 and a 4 and a 2.
10 damage.
With 10 damage, that is exactly as much health as he had left. Ethan, and the orc's head incinerates off of his body. The only sound that comes out of him now is...
Gross.
Excellent.
And the
Not a
orc
good
falls
time to
over...
lose one's head. You'll never be the head of a major corporation.
Eli, I need you to leave.
It's
The
a shame
woman
he
who's
wasn't
being-
more headstrong.
God damn it! I imagine Eli just opening the door, popping in, saying, "Time to go back to the door."
Yeah, I'm about to sleep now.
Out. Oh God!
I go over to Eli and I push down the door.
It's finally Josh's turn.
Always
Nice.
degenerates. I just want you to know.
Okay. That goblin still has the woman, right?
Oh yeah, he's over there by her. She keeps trying to run away, and he keeps dragging her by her hair back to the ground. He's choking and suffering, but simultaneously not allowing this woman to escape.
I'm gonna charge towards him.
Josh has a thing with these gobos.
This is about
I have a thing with fucking with women. I'm about to fuck with him.
Oh, you might want to be careful. This one seems like it might be poisonous.
That's a funny joke.
Remember, you are a monk, and you can do all sorts of horrible things to this man's body.
just eat him.
No, I wanna mix it up a little bit. I'm gonna do my unarmed strike. So I'm just gonna claw into his face as how many times can I?
You can, if you when you roll attack, you can then do a separate other unarmed strike attack as a bonus action.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You have
Roll the first attack. The goblin sees you coming. His eyes go bugged as he scrambles to pick up his leather shield from the ground.
Roll a 16, and then my strength modifier is +3.
The first attack bounces him off the ground because you hit his shield. He stumbles and rolls through the glass, slicing up his ears. How much damage you do
Oh,
with the first attack?
Let me see. Yes.
Yeah, that's a D4. That's what you're asking.
What's your bonus on damage? Because that was a 1 on the D4 plus.
Oh,
your strength mod.
+3 bludgeoning damage.
So that's 4 damage on the first attack.
I would not call you claws bludgeons.
When he gets up, he's missing one of his ears, and he's sliced across his face.
Go for that second attack.
And then you punch him again.
Oh no, claws.
Oh,
Sinking
Jesus.
into his body.
All right, roll.
20.
The claws connect all right into his chesticle region. Roll your damage. He had 1 hit point, but roll it anyways.
4 plus 3, dude.
I rolled. I win.
You hoist him up by his ribs. He looks at you and says, "Tell my mate, she's a bitch."
Okay.
And then he dies on your hand.
Do I still have enough points left to?
If you use your multi-strike ability, you will have 1 more attack, but you are not in melee range of the bugbear.
Okay, I want to kick this goblin at the bugbear.
Roll! Do it! Do it, motherfucker!
14.
That is 14, and the
I
bugbears...
just want you to know that you are one of the
With
most
a-
majestic creatures I've ever
You
seen.
throw your hand up. The goblin flies for a moment before you kick it. It hits the bugbear in the back, clearly doing no damage. But he slowly turns from over his massive, muscular shoulders to look at you.
And he's gonna see 2 middle fingers going up and down.
And you feel like pretty soon that a door is going to open in your life. It is now
He should have said that was adorable.
Mitchell's turn again.
Ethan, I fucking hate you.
Mitchell gets up.
The orc that's in front of you ain't got no head no more.
Oh, he fell on the ground. He
I
gone.
can see that. I can see, all the grape, or not the grape, but the red jelly everywhere.
Blackish green.
Oh, blackish green jelly. Okay.
Gross.
Yeah, I guess we'll just go stab that bugbear in the back since he turned to me.
Oh no, he's looking over his shoulder
Oh, okay.
at Josh.
Okay.
You're still like in front of him. He's just holding Eli on the ground with a door like a dickhead.
Yeah, I'm definitely just gonna stab him with the sword then.
Roll for your attack. Eli, from the other side of the door, you hear clankety, 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 clank.
8. It's not happening.
You swing for him. The door is lifted off of you, Eli, as your blade is parried. It is now Mark's turn.
Right.
At least you got the door off him.
The door has opened. You are free.
Great. So what's my situation now? Is the bugbear's facing someone else?
Yeah,
or-
he's facing Mitchell's character, Volantis.
I stick my sword up his ass.
I mean, that's the appropriate response when someone fucking beats you down with a door.
Roll your strength melee attack.
Okie dokie. What dice is that? Sorry, I keep forgetting.
D20, but it's on your character sheet. Melee with the scimitar.
Yeah.
Don't forget your bonus damage.
Ah, yeah, which is +5.
Indeed.
Alright.
Yeah, duelist rangers do lots of melee damage.
Brilliant. 18 +5. 23.
Mitchell, you were parried. Your armor began to simmer on the inside, readying you for a fight with another beast alive with chaos and darkness. However, just before he was about to raise up that Kinmore door, smack you across the side of your head, suddenly he freezes as a wet, sloshing sound fills the air. As you guys realize the situation, your eyes drift down and you see a very cheeky-looking human in a trench coat with his scimitar shoved clear up the back end of a bugbear.
Oh.
He quivers, trying to resist his fate of being a muppet.
You could have taken him to dinner, Eli, before you did this to him.
Knock, knock, motherfucker.
That's great.
Oh, this is wonderful.
Herman pops his head out from the barn. He sees the situation with the bugbear and slowly goes back into the barn.
Oh,
You guys are victorious because the bugbear no longer has a will to live.
we're gonna save the world.
He's gonna go home. He's
Actually, Mark, could you tell me how much damage you did?
Here we go. 3 plus 5, 8.
With the 8 damage, you see that bugbear? See that bugbear? He had.
Oh my god, 8 damage?
He actually didn't take any damage before, so you've put him at half health, and he's bloodied, but he doesn't move and he isn't fighting anymore. He has dropped the door entirely. The situation you guys are in, the bugbear is alive. You need to figure out what to do here.
I used to be an adventurer like you, so I took a scimitar to the butthole.
Maybe we can get some info
just
out
cut
of
his
him.
head off? Like, just end it real quick?
I mean, maybe he could get some healing. Maybe.
No.
Maybe he's.
I don't think you want to be healed from
I
that.
think he's gonna rethink his life choices and
He's-
become a better person.
His con roll was actually pretty high, so he's bleeding only from the nose and not the eyes and ears.
I mean, I don't think...
And the
you
anus.
want
Don't forget the anus.
Mainly the anus, however. You're getting a lot of ass blood on you, Mark.
Oh, that ain't sense.
I'm gonna look at the guy and be like, you don't want to live, do you?
He looks over at you with his head shaking.
Just hack his head off. Be done with it.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
like,
let's just take his head clean off.
This is what I would consider a helpless enemy. Someone coup de grace this man, please.
I will make the coup de grace there. 18 on the dice to hit him.
No, you don't need to roll hit for a coup de grace. If an enemy is helpless, a coup de grace merely needs to be declared. Mitchell has declared it and has mercy beheaded this bugbear. Flat! His head hits the ground. His body eventually slops off of Mark's fucking... the ass plunger that he has as a weapon.
Oh! You might.
I'm gonna need a
wash
new
that off
sword,
before
like
you get
ASAP.
it. Or don't. It might be a
You gonna what, Mark?
I'm gonna need a new sword ASAP.
See, like, I might have helped you up, but I just don't want you touching me, Eli. Not anymore.
I'm going to look to the woman and see how she is.
The woman has composed herself somewhat and crawled over into the store. She sees you coming and covers herself in fear because you're a giant lizard man.
I'm
Pretty
almost
reasonable.
over to the lady.
She sees you and runs away again because you're a blue horned demon creature.
Man, we saved you.
I was saying maybe I could introduce everyone and calm her down and just say like, these are my friends and everything's okay.
Then you should roll diplomacy.
Oh, humans.
Diplomacy, which is D20 plus.
You get advantage on this, Mark, because Volantis healed her.
All right, cool. D20 plus charisma. I'm guessing is diplomacy. All right, I rolled a 3 and a 5, so a 5 I got.
Will you introduce everyone, please? Go ahead, introduce everyone. Role play it.
He's gonna pause for a minute.
All right, sure.
Something.
So there's no need to worry. We've got the situation under control. The monsters are dead. These are my friends here. This is Volantis, the paladin, Tavish, the tiefling, and Dirge, a dragon bomb. But
Hey.
they're all friendly. They're all nice guys. And so says me, Eli.
The guy
How do
whose
you do?
arm and entire front of his chest is covered in ass blood.
Yeah, I mean, I clean up real nice.
Look,
The woman takes a deep breath, looks over at Volantis, shies a little bit, but then looks back over at Eli, goes, "Ugh," and then says, "Thank you.
you're very welcome.
My husband. They have my husband in the center of the town. Have you saved anyone else?"
We'll get to that.
Yeah, there was 2 kids and a homunculus, wasn't there?
Nothing but two little children.
She asked, were they the shepherd kids?
We didn't ask their name.
She asked, was one a little boy and another one a very rambunctious little girl?
Yes.
Were they
the
dumb
one.
as bricks?
Yes.
Yes, I gave
That's
him
the
a
shepherd kids. She looks a little bit amused, a little bit relieved to have some lightheartedness around her. It would appear that she was not manhandled too bad. It just looks like she's in a nightgown, as if they dragged her out of bed. Or she's been hiding since this morning. She's a bit disheveled. You can see that the shop around her is mostly destroyed, but there's a few pots and potions laying about.
Listen, man, is there any way we can take your stuff and help to save the town?
Check these potions to see if they're healing potions.
Everyone else? Everyone gets one thing.
We need some magical charm.
Eli, you gonna do something?
I'm gonna ask her if she can tell me anything about the town hall, like if entrances and exits and that kind of thing. If there's like a basement or like anything useful.
That is a very intelligent question.
That's why he's the leader.
Let me quickly surmise what everyone's doing. Mitchell, you're checking the potions for what?
To see if any of them are health potions.
Yes.
You find an entire cabinet locked with a magical padlock full of health potions. It is a glass front little cabinet.
The front end of it is glass.
Mm-hmm.
Ass!
Well, you listen to Josh here? You
No, not at all. Just
You guys hear a small break. The woman looks over thinking it's more of the monsters, and you see Volantis putting health potions in the smoke.
If we keep this up, no one's gonna like us.
The woman does in fact protest. What are you doing? Stop!
I need health potions. We just saved you.
Your knee joints clack together really fast. You're suddenly standing in a duck-like position, Volantis. Eventually it loosens up.
Volantis, always remember your please and thank yous.
Jared, what were you doing?
I wanted to kindly ask her if we could use some of her potions
Then roll diplomacy.
in use to saving the town.
Do
I got 11 plus -1, so 10.
You smile politely, showing your rows of sharp teeth.
Excuse me! I need potions to help save this town!
She says, "Thank you, wrestling superstar Macho Man Randy Savage."
Oh yeah!
Macho dudes, it's go.
She does actually inform you after glaring at Mitchell. I was actually going to offer you some of my wares in order to help the town. You saved me. Thank you. You're the first good thing that's come along here in a while. Please, help yourselves to at least a potion each.
Do I have
Except him. She points at Volantis.
I already got 3.
Do I have any gold?
You do. You currently have on your person, actually not any gold because you're a monk. Monks start with like the lowest amount of starting money in the game because you're monks.
How much?
You have probably about 5 silver on you. A potion, however, she tells you costs only 1.
Okay. I'm gonna give her 5 and just say for the glass.
She takes the money and goes, "Thank you," but she offers the money back to you. Your money's no good here.
Alright, fine. I won't say no to money.
Ethan,
Well,
magical chalk, correct?
Indeed, magical chalk.
She looks at you, thinks for a moment. I would not have something like that. We make brews here. But there is a reagents apothecary who is down the street. If you were to make it there without arousing any more suspicion, you don't seem like you've handled that fight very well.
It had its ups and downs.
Definitely it's
We can
ups.
definitely use a health potion. I mean, that's
She says,
appreciated.
by all means.
Thank you for your information.
She gives you a potion. Then Eli hits her with them really, really concise questions. Give it to her in a list and she'll respond to each of them.
Well, basically, what I want to know is there anything about the town hall that you can tell us that will be helpful? We know that the head guy, he's holed up there, and we're planning on taking him out, but
She says,
we don't
you
know
were...
anything.
She looks amazed, says, "You're gonna try and fight the hobgoblin that's leading these creatures?"
Oh, that sounds good.
That's why we
That's
need to
right.
talk. I think we could teleport in there and surprise that motherfucker. With some potentially
wait.
magical
What was that word? One more time.
Motherfucker.
Just out of curiosity.
She blushes at the word mafiocker.
Motherfucker.
Clearly being a simple town girl. She informs you,
It's not coming.
Eli, that the town hall has always been a very grim building. It has one major entrance, which is the 2 front doors. There is a basement, however. The mayor was using it to store most of his wine collection. But you can enter it from the outside, and it does lead up to the inner offices.
Nice.
She also tells you that there is a large plate glass window on the back of it, a stained glass window on the back of it. That is there because we would also use the town hall as a center of worship. This town is good and honest. We worship Pelor. Pelor, by the way, Mark, you would know, is the human god of the sun.
Oh, no.
He is a neutral good god, usually associated with farmers.
I'm going to ask her actually if she has any sort of explosive potions of any kind, perhaps.
I would never do anything so dangerous, but I suppose my father's stash might have something of interest. She gets up, dusts herself, reaches into the front of her nightgown and pulls out a key on a small necklace. She goes over behind the counter.
I like this blue guy. He's got his mind on where
torch things. Must just make explosions. This wasn't good.
When she opens the little door,
A motorbike. We're gonna go through the stained glass window on a motorbike like in Resident Evil Apocalypse.
inside are 4
Guess
potions.
not.
One of them is solid black, so black that it looks even darker than the shadows inside the box.
How do you even?
The other one is red with silver glinting through it. Another one is gold. And the last one is a very...
Sunny Delight.
What?
Say Sunny Delight, the last one.
And the last one is purple stuff. So you got purple stuff, red stuff, blacker than black stuff.
You got the gold. That's
Can I
something to
get some of that
like.
purple stuff real quick?
Come on,
No,
man.
no, the last one is a very, very bright electric shade of purple.
Yeah, I'm really gonna want some of that.
I turn to Eli. You have to convince her to let us take all of this.
She tells you, this is my father's prized stash. These are his masterworks.
They're not gonna matter if we don't
Could
have
they
a
potentially
town.
save this entire town?
Now, see, you are.
Am I trying to be diplomatic?
Or you are, Ethan, it would seem.
I'm letting him go because he's a lot better at that. I have a -1.
Nobody in this party, I think, is very charismatic.
No, I've already got a charisma of 11.
Persuasion?
Persuasion, yes.
I am a charismatic sorcerer.
Nice.
+3.
Oh.
This was actually 12. I have a +1 on that shit.
Ma'am, I know that I'm a horrific shade of blue and I have giant horns. But please.
I could have used my wild magic surge on this, but that could cause some damage.
Why would you go to wild magic circle talking to someone that sounds terrible?
6.
With a 6, she closes the box a little bit. Says, I could give you 1. Otherwise my father, even if he lives, would never forgive me.
Does the lady know what these potions do?
Mostly.
Which one is the most explosive then?
She would point at the electric purple one. She would tell you that this potion is said to contain great power. That's all that he ever told me about it.
Because, I mean, I know I'm a good guy, but I don't know. I don't think wine would explode.
No, wine is not nearly as...
Not nearly. Okay.
Question: how big are my claws compared to the bottles?
I would say that, see, a Dragonborn's hands are about the size of a dinner plate. So the bottles are about as tall as this microphone. The bottle is about the height of a standard glass Coca-Cola bottle. So you could wrap your whole hand around the bottom part.
Okay. Okay, she said we can have 1.
She said she could only give you 1 in good conscience.
Okay, I'm gonna tell her I'm gonna grab 1. I'm gonna go in.
George?
We should figure out what kind of potions these might be, in case there might be other good uses out of these potions.
Mitchell? Your character may not give a shit if Josh tries to ransack these potions. But when he reaches for that, for some reason your armor itches on the inside all over your body.
But only enough for 1, because I was only gonna sneak 1. So like it's a tiny baby itch.
That'd be rolling. No. What you were doing is evil.
We are good people. I'm trying
Look, it's to save the town.
Holy shit.
potentially try
Yeah,
and
actually,
kill
what is
this
this?
bad guy.
Still sweating. Well, who's gonna do what, guys? I need to hear actions here,
Worth it?
not thoughts.
I want to hear what kind of potions these might be to see what uses they might have. I know there's this Brody one.
She tells you that the golden one, well, that her father claimed was a gift from an angel. That the black one is something she was told to never touch under any circumstances,
Ooh.
unless they were absolutely dire. And the red one, she was told, is a potion that could bring great life.
I say the black.
Well, angel or the gold one might.
Well, gentlemen.
Because if any of us were to die, that might be something that could bring us back from not being dead.
There are, in fact, potions of resurrection in D&D. They are extremely rare and very, very difficult to get your hands on.
But if we take the black one and shove it down this hobgoblin's throat, we may have a fight that we just win almost instantly.
I mean, we don't actually know exactly.
That's like
what
a
it does.
really strong
We
jump
smash it over his
launcher.
head and suddenly we make him.
I mean, it's not gonna make him cough.
Mark, now's the time.
I think
Oh,
we
man,
should explode potions.
I'd advise against the black one because I don't know, man. It gives me a real bad feeling. Yeah, no, it's not great. But I'd either take the purple one that explodes or the life-giving one because we just got our ass kicked by like regular dudes, so we could probably do with some help there. I'd say the life-giving one. That's my advice.
The red one or the gold one?
Oh shit.
The
gold one.
The gold one is the one that was a gift from an angel. The red one is the one that gives great life.
Yeah, the red one then.
Mark says the red one, gentlemen.
All right.
Gift from an angel?
No, he says the red one, the one that gives great life.
The one that gives great life. What Katana said in Mortal Kombat the movie.
I agree with Eli.
Use the element which brings life, she says.
While you guys were discussing, almost thieving and questioning, you see that Eli made up his mind. Plucks the red one.
May I still have that health potion? Yeah.
Yes, of course. Everyone gets one health potion, which you can spend now, which would revive you to full health without needing to stop and rest.
I don't think I took any damage.
If you took damage, that is.
Which I did.
So drink your health potion.
Pull out one of the health potions from the bag.
You have 3 health potions because you're a dick. As you drink it, the armor clamps up on your neck.
Thanks.
And then it lets go, itching you some more.
All right, Volantis. Are we going to talk about the pink armor in the room?
What did you say?
What's up with this pain, buddy?
Now, in front of the lady.
I'm going to get you.
Look, your Mass Effect friend
Yeah,
level
bunch
just
of
isn't
them.
high enough yet.
Build the magical truck
Fair.
and teleport in on this motherfucker.
Gentlemen,
I believe.
is that your plan, gentlemen? You want to try and make it to the liaison officer?
Hold on. What if we go into the town hall and he is just surrounded by goons? A shrug is not an answer.
Eli, you notice that Herman has peeked his head out of the barn and is floating over to you guys.
Hey, look, it's Herman. What have you got to say, Herman?
I was actually wondering if it was fine to come out now, but I see that everyone that we didn't like is dead, so I'm presuming the answer to that is yes.
I mean, that's a reasonable assumption.
He's looking around the room,
Ooh, a box of
There's a-
epic level potions.
flies over to the box.
Which one are you recommending?
He sniffs the bottles, looks at the black one, picks that up, looks over at the woman.
You should be in interdimensional jail for having this.
Puts it back in the box, picks up the gold one.
Ooh. Would have been quite handy for someone, I suppose.
Pops open the top. She goes, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" He backs off a little bit.
I'm sorry, I wanted to see what kind of potion it was.
She looks like she's about to hit him with a rolled up newspaper. Is this thing with you?
Yes.
He's gonna help us take this town.
Quite. Makes a squirrel noise. He sniffs the bottle
Oh,
and corks it, puts it back. Wait, what do you mean? Oh, weird little freaky mouse thing.
oh no, don't worry about it. You don't want my opinion.
I'm not even welcome here. He starts flying again.
I like this guy.
He lands on Eli.
Okay, Herman, I know you didn't see that extremely suave and stylish fight we just had, but we're heroes and we're here to help, and we care about what you think. So, what is it? What was it about that gold potion?
Oh, well, it's a fake.
The woman
right.
looks absolutely outraged. Are you calling my father a liar?
I have no idea who's lying about what, man.
He hides behind Eli's head,
We'll be going.
pops out the other side.
But it's a fake. It's a
Why
potion
would
of
there
false
be a
life.
snake?
Well, thank you for your time. I
She
think
is
we can
incensed. She is getting like things to throw at him.
leave. Way to go.
Oh,
Well, chill out, man.
We're gonna give it to you, Angel.
It would. I think we should make our leave, gentlemen.
Oh dear. Oh no.
she told us where that apothecary was.
Yes, it was down the street.
Yes.
So,
I'm gonna suggest that to Eli and Herman. We can go
Yeah,
get
let's
that
head out,
more
man.
chocolate.
so Herman, you can actually just teleport us right into the town hall if we get you this stuff.
He scritches his head as you ask him that question. He always seems to have a nervous tick about him.
I suppose. Although my teleportation powers could take us to another realm if we needed to. It was my intent. I do not think you can defeat Sethot. He is far too powerful. I understand you had some history with him.
I mean, like, I've seen him a million
least twice.
In your memory, you remember seeing a very, very cocky, somewhat capable, but somewhat foolhardy leader who made eye contact with you when you were in prison, smiled at you, and walked away from your cell instead of freeing you.
Yes. Yeah, I've seen him once or twice. That's all I was going to say about it.
Then surely you must know that he is absolutely no thing to trifle with.
Oh, I'm aware. I know more about that, man.
But if I was to get the chalk, he looks over at Eli, then I could certainly teleport us into the town hall. Is your plan to attack him by surprise?
That's what I assumed.
I think that might be an idea.
Okay, then. All I would need is the chalk and 30 seconds of our time. Well, provided we make it to the town, of course. I believe that there are patrol! There's a patrol!
There's in fact a small patrol of goons crossing the street a few blocks ahead of you.
We should hide.
Stealth.
Yeah.
You will have to dive into the nearest thing, which is an alleyway.
Alright, I dive.
Dive.
Roll stealth, everyone.
Okay.
Shit!
14.
20.
7.
You got a 20?
Yeah.
Nice.
7.
9.
What'd you get to get, Mish?
14.
The first person in the alleyway was Eli. With his cloak flying in the breeze, he disappears in the darkness. Quickly behind him is clinkety-clank motherfucker who squeezes behind him. However, when Dirge tried to get in, the alleyway was simply too small. He's in, but he's also squeezing everyone who got in before him.
I just duck down.
And you were trying to climb over him, basically. You were currently outside the alleyway.
I just limp to the ground.
Herman waves his hands. Ethan, you can't see yourself.
Do I still feel him on top of me?
Yes. Guys, you can't currently see Ethan's character.
Can't currently see it.
Yeah, what the hell just happened
I really
to
feel like we would, I really
Tavish?
believe we can't
Look it up.
I didn't do that. That wasn't me. That wasn't my magic.
Wait.
You can tell that those goons have stopped and are staring directly at you, Ethan. But they can't see you. What was that?
I sink down as far as I can go.
Bring the warg over! Ethan, you can see one of them bring a strange human-faced dog-looking creature. Sniffs at the ground. Licks some of the dirt from in between the stones. The silence is thick enough to be cut with a knife.
I'm clenching.
The hobgoblin in the back of the group actually is the one that makes the call. None of this. We move on. There are other buildings to search, not streets. He points his sword and cracks a whip, and the rest of the group moves on. You guys escaped that one. Barely.
I unclench.
That was unsettling.
Yes, it was.
You are not wrong.
I think maybe the smell of orc ass blood threw it off.
Herman snaps his claws. Ethan, you are visible again.
Hey, I can see me again.
I apologize for casting a spell on you.
I appreciate not being seen.
You seem tired.
That's a neat trick. If you could do that at any point, why can't you just turn one of us invisible and then we just slice Sophart's neck while he's not looking?
Most likely because the armors have blind sight, and he will almost certainly have one with him.
Well, shucks.
In fact, they also can... Oh, do you hear that? You guys can currently hear...
Where's this apothecary?
The place is just 2 blocks down.
Hey guys, we should get there.
Yeah, let's get going.
What supposed to do a roll for that magic. Shit happening.
Everybody should run.
Yeah,
Roll athletics to sprint to the apothecary.
Athletics.
12.
Nice.
18.
Josh is sprinting on all fours like a beast. Eli, will you roll athletics for the sprint?
Yeah, I got a 6, so I'm plus 5 athletics.
You tripped again.
11?
No, I'm kidding. With an 11, you competently run with adequate human dexterity.
Thank God for that. I've been tripping on my face twice in one game.
I'm kidding you. You guys
I'm gonna change
finally
the name
make
to
it down.
one of the flipping Chuckle Brothers.
You make it down to the apothecary, who's called the Glittering Queef.
Excuse me.
What?
Yes,
Oh my, how avant-garde.
says Herman.
I'm down. Open the door immediately.
What exactly does the signpost look like for this?
It looks like a peach farting.
Yeah. We're going in this building.
That name is spelled peach.
When you open the door, Volantis, the first thing you notice is the heavy scent of lady perfumes everywhere. Like it's in your eyes. It burns. It's like the perfume department in a department store.
Yeah, like Debenhams. The pre-show.
Just as a side thing, I'm gonna use my flexible casting to turn 2 sorcery points I have into a first level spell slot.
Oh, very nice.
So I actually have a spell slot.
Nice. Congratulations.
Ethan's doing something back there. It sounds like nerd shit.
It's flexible casting, so I'm like,
You're flexing.
stretch.
Gentlemen, you are inside the apothecary. The front door leads into a small, arched-ceilinged room. There is a bar on one side, and behind it is a wall entirely filled with different jars, potions, certain alchemical components, and bags. The glass front to this building was smashed in like everywhere else, but the door was sliced and scratched and bashed, but still on its hinges. It has a very tasteful decoration, somewhat resembling French furniture nowadays. Many fleurs, many paisley patterns on the walls.
This person's got some good taste.
So fancy.
I scan the room. Is there anyone here?
No, there is no living human in here.
Nice.
There is, however, a goblin who was asleep on the counter.
Does he look like the goblins around town?
Yes, he does.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab him from behind and put my sword to his throat so we can interrogate him.
Oh! That goblin's clearly in the, you just woke me up, I'm trying to put my fucking life together mode.
Just put a metal gauntlet over his mouth.
He tries to bite your fingers.
Question. Do I have goblin on my breath?
No.
Because I chewed one?
No.
One time.
I'm just wondering. I was going to use it.
Well, you currently are holding one gobbo, Eli. Roll athletics to keep a hold of him.
Okie dokie.
Well, actually, roll strength. He's rolling dex to try and wiggle out of your hands.
Oh, bugger. I rolled a 3, so 6 total.
6 total is enough. He did not roll high enough on that dex.
Nice.
I'm gonna say, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. He will eat you.
He looks over and believes you.
Stop.
He slowly stops moving.
Smart choice.
You can't speak through your glove. He sniffs and looks at you. Spits on you, Volantis. Filthy elves.
Shut up.
Funny looking in all that metal. Why aren't you wearing leaves?
Can I slap him with my claws?
Yes.
I'm going to do so.
He falls off of the bar.
Don't talk to my friend like that.
Eli, I'm sorry, but Josh rudely smacked your goblet out of your hands.
Oh, that was not my intent.
No, that's okay, man.
He is still somewhat like disheveled. You could grab him again if you wanted.
Alright, then we'll do that. Pick him right up, haul his ass up.
Put me down, human.
I would like to.
Alright, settle down and let's have some manners, right?
Might I approach the goblin? And
Yes.
I would like to use thaumaturgy upon myself. It is my tiefling ability.
Taumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. I can make my eyes change, and I'm going to make them look as though they are on fire.
You approach the gobbo.
To intimidate him.
Your eyes coming aflame. He looks at you going, excuse me, what the hell is this? And then you start talking.
I'm going to say, tell us everything you know about Salazar the Blacksmith.
Alright, roll intimidation.
That is going to be a 22 overall.
And as he does this, I'm just going to peek up from behind him with my jaws wide open.
Looking like Freddy Fazbear.
These are my friends.
And you do this. He attempts to escape Eli's grasp out of terror again. Eli, you might want to roll strength.
Right.
He's really kicking.
Shit. Rolled a 1, so 4.
Yeah, he kicked Eli in the face. I grabbed him and it dropped out of his hand. He starts screaming in Goblin. That is my unit! That is my unit!
What is it? I speak.
I think we should shut him up.
You can speak Goblin, right, Richard? Can anyone else here speak Goblin?
Nah,
This is-
undercommon, man.
You heard him say fuck all to Magoobliet and all his generals. I'm done with this.
Reasonable. I go to grab him.
Alright, who's all trying to grab him?
I'm definitely not. That sounds like a bad idea.
Mark, did you say you were trying to grab him again?
Yeah, sure, man.
Alright, you and Josh are both diving for him at the same time. Roll your strength.
16 total.
9.
You went for him. He jumped over your hands, Mark.
Oh, no.
Like, that's no goat, kind of. Just is on the other side of you. As soon as you like, and then there's Dragonborn hands around his neck.
How you doing, buddy?
So my mum just walked in the room and she's handed me a bowl of pancakes and ice cream.
That's like the best ever.
Thanks, Mark's
I've never heard
mom.
of such a glorious combination of pancakes and ice cream.
That sounds so
I should have
good.
got to say hello, shouldn't
Hey guys, you want to stop playing and go get pancakes and ice cream?
No.
Alright.
I?
I guess I was the only one in on that joke.
I'm trying to get you guys to a specific point. Hopefully you can get there in time.
Okay.
Josh, you currently have a gobbo in your neck hands.
Eli, would you like to ask him something?
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna...
No, yeah, no.
You guys even actually
Oh,
think
no, no.
he's gonna know something? Like,
Oh, yeah, I'm
just
sorry. I was
wondering-
just picking
I
something out of
was
my
just
teeth.
curious what he might know about the town hall and what is in there.
You asked him about Salazar.
Yes.
Exactly. Tell us about Salazar, you little goblin turd.
The goblin looks over and says, rude.
Yeah, really. I'll get my dragon friend to just bite your head off.
He
Some
cringes a
sicky
little
shit.
bit, kicking in the air uselessly.
I smile.
I'm gonna just lean over to the guy and be like, you don't want to mess with that man. He showed a scimitar or a hobgoblin's butthole.
I'll talk.
That's right.
Talk. Put me down, please.
I'm just gonna lean up against the counter there.
You're gonna be as the counter.
I put him on the counter.
He stands up to his full, intimidating 1'8". It says, I don't know much about Salazar. Yeah,
He's of no use to us.
the blizzard is beyond me. My leader is Sathot, the hobgoblin.
That's who I.
Yeah, what about Sathot?
That's who I meant.
What can you tell us about Sathot?
He cringes away from you when you say that, eyeing his dagger which he left on the countertop.
I flick it.
Yeah, I'll take that dagger.
Alright, I don't
You
flick it.
flick it, and Eli catches it.
Alright, cool.
Clink, clink, snatch.
Eli, we got some good chemistry.
Smooth.
Yes, we do. High fives.
That hurt a little bit, Eli, because he's huge.
Oh, yeah.
High five!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Next time we'll just do the thumbs up or the okie dokie symbol.
That's great.
The goblin explains that Sathot has been warbanned since he was born. For the last 8 years. The goblin is
He's
8
only 8
years
years
old.
old.
Yes. This goblin is a quarter of the way through his life.
I'm saying, you've been at it for a little bit.
Goblins on average live to be about 30. This goblin explains that he was born into Sathot's warband. He's a more capable leader than apparently any other goblin's ever seen. He took this town, and once we get a hold of this, once we find the Hibbledy Jib, he's gonna be able to make metal monsters, and we're gonna rule everything.
The Hibbledy Jim. What's that?
I believe that is me, says Herman, popping out from behind you. He says,
Oh,
the Jib! He
Well, slap a hand over the guy's mouth and be like, well, we gotta kill him now. We see him.
Yeah, I'm just killing
Shut
now.
the hell up, Goblin.
Is this it? Is everything?
Eli?
Where is the thought? He is in the town hall.
He looks at you sweating because he knows you're gonna kill him.
Right. We might let you survive. Deception. Actually,
He raises up his hands and he, like, okay, I'll play ball. But he can't talk because, you know. Sathot's in there. He's not gonna leave. He's set up in there because he's sacrificing the villagers to his god.
we can't have that. That's not good.
What's he got in there with him? I mean, he won't be on his own. Has he got like how many orcs are there or what? What's
He's got one of the suits with him. He always has at least one. And those creepy cultists. 2 of them, I think. I've never seen them fight. I don't think they can. I pushed one over once.
What's the,
Took his rat.
Took his what?
Took his rat.
His rat.
Yeah, it was delicious.
The cultists, do they have any fancy symbols?
Guys, do you think we can take one of those armors?
The goblin looks over at Mitchell because he asked if the cultists have any special symbols on their robes. He looks at you. Well, they're funny looking, sort of hobgoblin even. They shave themselves. They paint their skin gray. And their cloaks, they got a, what's he call it? It's got an axe and a sword crossed over each other on their cloaks. Safat's got the same thing on his cape.
Might I be able to deduce this from my learning in the library?
History would be the role to make.
20 over.
Ethan done learned a thing! With a 20 roll on history, you have now learned. Let me see here. Let me make sure that I got this in the right place.
I did not write down the names of all. Whoopsie.
It's very.
I just thought you would have already.
All right. Ethan, you think for a moment. And when you realize what that symbol means, your blood runs cold. The symbol of the axe, crossed with the sword, is a symbol of the hobgoblin deity Nomog Gaia. Nomog Gaia is the god of conquest and war. Those that follow him are known as the Last Order. They are a heretical cult that follow 5 tenets above all else. Arm yourself with fire and steel. Rally all hobgoblin tribes beneath your banner. Hunt elves and goblins and put them to the sword. Burn prisoners alive to sacrifice to Nomog Gaia. He will accept no other sacrifice. And last but not least, honor no god above him.
Well, I'm going to just let our little goblin friend here know that put all goblins to the sword.
Yeah.
Is what, does he know that?
Yeah, I know. That's how he got us.
So you're working for him until he kills you.
Well, he rolls his hands. I don't really see it that way. It's more like I work for him or he kills me, and I'm already, I'm owned. And shrugs.
Goblins have like the shortest ends.
Okay, we can just put him out of work and kill him now.
Would you like to be free?
Information.
Free?
Would you like your people who work under you to be free?
Fuck them. But I want to be free.
You got friends,
What's a friend?
people you don't hate, and they don't hate you completely.
I'm my friend.
So here's the deal. You can't free yourself, but a bunch of you working together could free yourself.
No, we can't.
You're not really going to incite any kind of...
I tried. I gave it my...
Goblins can't fight hobgoblins. Everybody knows that.
Well, how many of you outnumber the hobgoblins?
He thinks. Let's see. If there's for every hobgoblin, there's 2 orcs, and then for every orc, there's 5 goblins. And
Jesus.
he seems to do this math really fast. There's about 300 goblins in the war party.
Mm.
I feel like not messing with that.
Yeah.
So are we done with this guy?
Easy.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna do a
Mitchell, you know that itchy thing? As soon as somebody's about to kill this goblin that actually gave you what you wanted, your armor is itching so bad it feels like you slathered your whole body in Bengay.
Just stop him. Let him live. Let him
Yeah, I wanted to go for just knocking him out against the counter.
Oh, that's different. That's fine.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Wait, please don't.
Let's shove him in a drawer or something.
Yeah.
His nose won't fit. When you close the door, his nose is still sticking out.
I'm gonna push
Yeah,
his
that's close
nose
enough.
down and close.
The
All right.
door's now closed.
So
Whoever runs this shop is gonna get a real nasty surprise when they eventually get back.
Scratch do not open on the drawer.
I told you, Gilbert, says Herman. Thought far too powerful.
I say we get in there now. If he's sacrificing people.
Yes, we should take him out while he's already weaker, as opposed to him sacrificing more people and only becoming stronger. We should stop him. That would be good.
What about the armor? The armor that he's got with it, the living armor.
That is a very fearsome opponent.
We needed holy water in a great amount to douse the armor.
Is there any holy water in the store?
There is definitely a large vat of water in the store, which would be used in order to help mix components. However, in order for it to become holy water, someone with a divine blessing would have to bless it.
Like a paladin?
Mitchell, more like a priest.
Oh,
I would correct.
Probably a priest.
okay.
Probably like.
Herman, is there anything you can do here?
Oh, in terms of getting us holy water,
Yeah.
he thinks, I could teleport us to a priest.
Could you,
So you already have
just in the
previous-
future, as a thought, teleport a large amount of water over a metal man?
He thinks, oh,
That seems like a
well,
plausible situation.
non-magical water I don't believe will stop them.
Well, that magic water, holy water.
There
a
is-
large amount.
The only place where there would be lakes of holy water would be, in the third circle of heaven. If you wish me to make a portal there, it would also attract angels, and those angels would probably slay anything that is not at least in the good alignment, within a 100-mile radius.
None of
We're,
those.
we're pretty good.
Yeah, I think, we're pretty good. Yeah.
Herman looks nervously at Mitchell.
I'm just not about to take my chances with those. And
Angels, you mean?
angels. And angels. Angels and elves. Just bad things.
How, do you think this vat here, if we...
You guys hear that sound again.
Okay, I'd say get in the city hall now.
Herman looks up at the ceiling.
Oh no.
Let's do that.
We're not bad at improvising. Let's just do this.
Alright, let's search for that teleport shop real quick. We need to teleport in there. Surprise some people.
It takes a quick look, but you recognize it because you know what magical chalk looks like, Ethan. Up there, on the third shelf. There's an entire array of chalks of different colors.
Oh, pink.
Could you fly up there?
What?
Herman, could you fly up there and get that? Give these to us.
He sniffs at the chalk, throws the white ones away. Picks a blue one that's got glittery bits in it.
Oh, I want to pink.
Flies down. Hands it to you.
Thank you.
Use well.
You rub his hands off on his chest.
It's everywhere.
Are you gonna tell me how to write the signature?
Oh, of course. Like this.
He makes the symbols in the air with his fingers, and they leave behind a small trail of magic.
I'm... No, no.
Oh, it needs to be 8 foot in diameter.
As he's drawing this, I want to search the shelves for anything useful.
Okay, anybody else want to do a thing? This will be the last thing before you guys activate the teleport.
No, I'm pretty
No, I'm alright.
Alright. Josh,
Short
what
rest.
you find is a lot of shit you don't recognize because you're a simple monk.
Guys!
There's like a withered hand in a jar. There's a jar full of living crickets.
Are there other stronger hits?
Actually. Yeah. There's one hanging up next to the cash register.
I take that one and throw it at my friend.
You got hit with a sharpened head while you were trying to draw a circle. I thought you'd like it.
Any aphrodisiacs or
We
illicit
got you a
items?
friend.
You pull your master's head out, and he looks at you. Who's the babe? Hey there, mama. What brings you to a place like this? Put me in the pocket with it, boy.
I'm gonna put them in a separate bag. Put it in my bag.
I'm really not okay with my actions.
There's some freaky shit going on in that bag. Mitchell, your armor doesn't know whether or not it's evil, but it's not happy.
I mean,
I'm just gonna casually play, minor illusion, just do some music in there.
I'm going to
all
take-
that's happening. I'm looking for aphrodisiacs or illicit materials that are in this bitch. This is
So
some
you said you were good.
I'm going to take the jar of crickets.
The armor is good.
Ethan, your circle is done. Josh, you have a jar of crickets. Write it down so I don't forget it. Ethan, the circle, when you complete it, by the way, is actually pretty good.
I'm proud of myself.
Indeed, it's one of the nicer circles you've ever drawn.
Jar of...
You do, however, notice, because you have magical knowledge. Mark, I'm sure this will just seem like gibberish to your character.
That's...
But the intricacies of the summoning circle don't really let you understand it. Well, pardon me. The simplicity of the circle is deceptive. You realize that the way the symbols in it interact is very complex. Because each symbol, while it is of the very basic elemental planes, when they cross over, they create what is essentially a tiny ley line, which is the center of all magical energy in the universe. You've created a miniature one inside this little circle. The guy that designed this circle, you know, is a pretty fucking powerful wizard. Or at least very knowledgeable. It's also very elegant. It creates a very pleasant spiral shape.
Herman, are you sure this is gonna work?
I've done it many times before.
I'm just saying, I don't want to be half of myself when this finishes.
In practice.
Here we go.
I've gone to other planes of existence. You think I can't teleport us up the street?
You've convinced me.
Also, be careful with those crickets. They're perverts.
Vincent, you did in fact find one. You found a hag root, which is plucked from the bottoms of bog hags. You know that this, when ingested in tea, can really get somebody randy.
I'll save this for later.
Mitchell now has a very nasty thing.
Does
You
your armor open up the way you put it in there?
have a side bag. Eli, are you grabbing anything since everyone's apparently looting?
Using these things that help the
I'm pretty sure this is a
Say what?
sex shop.
Say what was?
I've got nature, so I suppose if there's any like useful herbs or anything.
You could roll nature, and that will give you a quick little peruse. Roll that nature.
I'm just saying, he has a
Alright,
perverted head, I have perverted bugs, you have perverted medicine.
17.
With a 17, you look around and go, ooh, there's a huge jar of wolfsbane in here.
Oh. Cool. I'll grab a bit of that, put it in my satchel.
Just what to use against
It's
all
very,
wolves.
very lush. This person apparently knows how to get their herbs.
Sorry, did you say herbs?
Herbs.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
That's
some
some words,
herbs.
man.
Some herbs. The circle is complete.
Herbs. God.
All right, gentlemen. Where exactly would you like me to send us?
The basement.
A basement works. I
Basement
was just
sounds
going to
good.
say right on top of him so we could stab him quicker.
When you, Mark, what you want to do?
I mean, you could,
I don't know, man.
you could send us through that window, just like action pose.
I suppose if we go to the basement, we'll be inside the building. They won't know we're there unless they've got something that can detect magic.
However, they're not going to know you're coming if you drop in right on their heads.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think we should do that
Okay.
one.
Let's just go right for it then. We'll go right on top of their heads.
Drop
That's
on
my
their heads
vote, anyways.
Or appear under their feet.
He wants to drop on their heads.
I say that because if this dude has at least 300 goblins, what else does he have?
If there's anything I've
300
learned,
goblins, 30 hobgoblins, and 60 orcs. Wow.
if there's anything I've
That math
learned,
is correct.
it's plunging attack. Just plunging attack.
The teleport occurs. You're falling through the Doctor Who style portal. You Ethan, in the scramble, you can see your master tongue kissing his shrunken head as he flies through the air. Eli, your hat comes off your head. Oh no! I grab it. Are you gonna try and get the hat?
Yeah, grab it. Yeah, I'll try and grab it. Anyways, do you have to roll athletics or something?
A small portal opens up, and a weird monkey creature reaches out and snatches the hat.
What? What kind of luck is that?
An asshole!
Oh,
Josh, you reached for the hat. Roll.
14 plus what? Dex? Athletics?
Well, you rolled high enough to grab the hat, and you brought the monkey with you.
I'm gonna grab the monkey!
Mitchell,
Reach into dimensions?
Mitchell, your armor is hot. Not uncomfortable, but you feel like you're heading towards something that's very, very evil.
I feel like you're going the right way.
The portal opens beneath you, and you all fall from the ceiling of the town hall. Beneath you, a group of 3 orcs,
Sword straight.
one helmed horror, looks up, and finally a hobgoblin, Mitchell, that you see. You know he's the thought. He has a dark and grizzled, stony, smileless face. He is in full plate armor,
Jesus Christ.
wielding a katana. And when he sees you, one smirk.
This edgelord.
Next time, we will tangle this. Next time there will be the climactic battle with the thought. time, we will find out the mysteries of Quasar and Salazar. Next time, you'll deal with the fact that the suit of armor took off from the ground and is flying up to meet you.
Bloody hell, what an adventure that was, eh? Next time on Five Guys Named Mo, we'll be sorting these bad guys out. It'll be a right bloody battle and no mistake.
On Misadventures.